What up, my dudes and my lady dudes? Welcome back to another episode of Everybody Loves Hypno Toad. It's me, your boy, the Hypno Toad.
All glory to the Hypno Toad.
Back here with some more nature, and you already know, usually nature is very scary. I've told you a few times, more than a few times, about nature. You know, don't go in the ocean, etc., etc.
etc.
But this time nature is gonna get a little weird. Nature's weird, all right? Like, nature is just, there's some things, some peculiar things, all right? We're gonna look at them. I'm gonna show them to you. And you already know when I say I'm gonna show them to you, we're gonna watch our boy Casual Geographic. You already know, give the original content its view, give it the go there. You already know. I told you, if I've told you this a million times, I'm gonna tell you a million more. All right, go give the original content their view, and then come back here. You hit the like button. For the people who are not subscribed, think about hitting this, turning this subscribe. See how this says subscribed? Turning the subscribe button into a subscribed button. Do it.
Do it.
For me. Give some glory to the
Just
Hypno Toad.
do it.
And you know, if you're already subscribed, share it with somebody so they can give some glory to the Hypno Toad. And you guys can be a part of infinity together. Be a part of something great. Join infinity. Come on, do it. You get the Hypno Toad when you do. You know, what's not to like. Most importantly, though, let's cue that intro.
This is exhilarating. Get excited.
Did I say turn on the bell and drop a comment and all that shit? Do that shit too. You already know. Alright. Let's look at this weird thing. These weird things. Are you ready? Because nature's not scary today. Nature weird. Damn nature, you weird. We're gonna be like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Nah, cause y'all seem to think I know everything like I'm a walking encyclopedia, but if I'm being honest here, I know what the that was supposed to be. Like, I had to go in the comments for this.
If you know what this is, drop the comment right now. Okay? Drop the comment right now. We're 15 seconds in. Drop the comment right now if you know what this is. Don't cheat. Alright.
And apparently that's not a deformity. That's actually what
that's
it's
its
supposed
face.
to look like.
That's what it's,
It's a Damascus goat. It originated in Middle East countries and is primarily used for meat and milk.
Correct.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say God makes mistakes, but that skull makes me think his draft and post buttons are way too close to each other.
I mean,
also, a Damascus named God won a prize for most beautiful goat in a contest in 2008.
Correct.
Proving that some of y'all will lie unprovoked for no fucking reason. Y'all can call him beautiful, but tell me this goat didn't crawl straight out the Goonies. They actually
It's oh my goodness.
look somewhat normal as babies, but then I guess puberty hits them like Hiroshima.
Bro, hey, that's real though. Like, that's facts. We know, I'm sure everybody knows somebody like that, right? Y'all who got siblings or something that's like that. Y'all, you know, first of all, I'm a hypnotic toad. I ain't gotta worry about things like that. But you humans, you ones with siblings, y'all got siblings like this? They was cute when they was younger, and then they got older, and then y'all got friends just like that, you know, like childhood friends. Y'all was young, and then I was like, oh look, we were kids and adorable, and then y'all got older, and then it's like,
Goonies. They actually look somewhat normal as babies, but then I guess puberty hits them like Hiroshima. It's honestly the pug of
The
goats, and I
Hiroshima
truly
bomb.
mean that. And I read some comments on the internet saying,
nah. If you think pugs are cute, I'm not gonna say I question you, but I look at you with side eye. You get severe side eye from the Hypno Toad if you think pugs are cute. Like,
saying, oh, he just wants love. I rebuke that. He wants my life essence. We played God with goats, now we got Barnyard and Dark Souls, and I do not like it. And I could have sworn Satan took the form
That does
of a
look
goat.
like
Actually,
something
this
out of
makes a
Dark
lot sense
Souls.
now. You know y'all don't gotta tag me in every animal video, cause like, what do you expect me to say? Like, his existence looks like pain. And for y'all that are gonna sit there and tell me that he actually looks cute, I pay way too much for context for y'all to lie about what's in front of my face. Crazy thing is, this is the second most.
What did I just get finished telling y'all about lying? So now if you lie to the both of us right now, okay? If you lie to the both of us right now, I will warp one of these into your living room, and then you're gonna find out how cute it is, okay?
Disturbing goat video I've ever seen.
And also, if you didn't hit the like button yet, I'm gonna warp it into your bathroom, right into your tub, while you taking a shower. All you have to do is hit the like button, and you can just avoid that altogether. You know? Okay, you did. All right, cool.
Hello.
Absolutely not.
No.
A known creature gives a New Yorker a heart attack.
You remember this from the other video?
It's got the fucking virus.
I both can and cannot fully explain what.
Wait, it's got the fucking virus. What's wrong with dude? What's wrong with dude? A no creature gives New Yorker a heart attack, bro. It surely did.
It gives a New Yorker a heart attack.
What the fuck is that thing? It's got the fucking virus.
I both can and cannot fully explain what that is.
Facts.
It's called a Kalugo, but it's also known as a flying lemur, even though there's somehow two lies in that one name.
Yes.
They don't fly, they
They
glide.
glide.
Since they spend most of their lives in their trees, they basically just airdrop themselves from branch to branch.
Correct.
And it's
They have
not a lemur.
parachutes.
Lemurs are primates, making them related to gorillas, chimps, and us.
Correct. Yeah.
But this thing isn't a primate.
No,
Whoever
it's
named it would probably name it
closer to
Atheist
mammals.
Face. They use that stretchy membrane called a patagium to glide like flying squirrels, and they can travel 650 feet without stopping.
Let's go.
That's 200 meters, or a little bit less than 2 football fields.
Yeah.
But it's not a flying squirrel.
Nope.
There was a time people thought they were just God's rough draft of a bat, but Kalugos aren't related to bats either.
Nope.
And if you look at the order they're in, Dermotera, they're the only living members. It's like pulling up to a family reunion and finding out you're the only one left.
Yeah.
And because their entire personality involves flying, they're too slow and awkward to survive on the ground. And for an animal that lives in the trees, they're pretty mid-climbers. They're
Yep.
so bad at life that being nocturnal is probably the only thing keeping them alive.
This
Other
is
Kalugos
100%
will care-
facts. Like when Bane said darkness was your ally, that's it for this guy, okay? What do you think darkness is your ally? Bro, he literally knows darkness is his only ally, okay? Because gravity and literally existing is not. And that's no joke.
Carry their babies everywhere for the first 6 months, which
they're
made some
useless.
people believe it was a marsupial, like some type of deformed air koala. But it's none of those
An
things.
air koala.
So what the f is it? Well, scientists performed genetic analyses on them, basically a 23andMe for a flying carpet, and it turns out their closest evolutionary relative are primates.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the closest you can get to primates without actually being one.
That's right.
Which means this dehydrated Dollar Tree chipmunk is more related to you than it is to an actual squirrel or bat.
Correct.
The more you know.
Anyone know what this
Here's
is?
why you should never touch
Stop
this.
touching stuff in the water. Oh my god. What is wrong with you people? How many times do I have to tell you about the ocean? And like, bro, just stop touching stuff. Just stay out of the water. If you don't got gills, stay out the ocean and all of that. All right? God. No, it's starting to piss me off with that, man.
That is Glaucus atlanticus. It's a type of nudibranch, but it's also known as a sea slug. It's also a gastropod mollusk. I'm not finna bore you with a whole biology lesson, but gastropod means it's related to snails, and mollusk means it pulls up to the same cookout as octopus, squid, and cuttlefish.
Correct.
Also, touching one like this is a creative way of saying you want to pay more for health insurance.
Yes.
Because these slugs will eat venomous siphonophores like the Portuguese man of war and steal its venom to use to handle its own light work.
Mhm.
It stores the venom in its tissue, so if a predator or a person gets too close, they'll get 50 shades of around and find out.
That's
Do I
right.
cuss too much? Like, I know kids watch me, but then again, they watch Family Guy before 4th grade, so I don't even know anymore.
Exactly. So, what the fuck, right? At least he bleeped it. I'm not bleeping it, and you guys know that. So, put your big boy pants on. If I haven't said it before, I'll tell you again. I don't think I've told you in 2022. You gotta put you put your big boy pants on around here, okay? It's like watching Adult Swim, but all the time. If you're old enough, you remember Adult Swim and stuff like that. You remember. Not like Nick at Night, but Adult Swim. The Robot Chicken days.
And just like the Portuguese Sorrel Scuffle, the Glaucus can still hand out painful life lessons even after its soul's already ascended. Basically, they don't need to be alive to put you in the hospital.
No,
So if
why
you
would
see
they?
one on the beach, it's definitely a look, but don't touch.
Yeah.
Because if anything's that small and that colorful, there's probably a good reason they don't need to hide.
Yeah.
Exhibit A. This blue
Literally.
black check can be found off the coast of South Africa, in European waters, off the east coast of Australia, because Australia, and some have even been found in the Gulf of California.
Why is everything deadly and awful located in Australia? Somebody want to explain that to me? When you humans want to explain that to me about your planet? I have found that quite peculiar. What's up with that? Everything awful is just located kind of on that one island. Everything that just really is just deadly and or that can kill you is just on that one little island. But the people there are really nice, which is odd. Because you think if you'd have to live there, you would just be cranky and pissed off all the time. But they're really nice. It's crazy. I digress.
There are also hermaphrodites that mate by sword fighting and stabbing each other.
Oh,
Normally
what
in
fun.
nature, the winner gets the female, but here the loser becomes one. The more you know. Here's the story of how 76 beavers were parachuted into Idaho, and yes, that is a thing that happened.
Yeah.
So in the 1940s, the people of Idaho had beef with the buck-toothed beaver population, mainly because their habit of taking down trees was causing floods in people's yards and damage to gardens.
Oh boy.
Because beavers actually contribute to society,
Yes, they
unlike
do.
some of the
We
people
like beavers.
complaining about them, the government decided that instead of squad wiping them, it would just be better to move them to another area.
Right.
The only problem was the moving process for beavers involved putting them in boxes and Ubering them via horses and mules. This
Yeah,
was
it
the
is
40s.
the
There was
40s.
no beaver U-Haul.
Yeah.
These boxes would overheat and the beavers would become so stressed that they would refuse to eat, and the horses and mules carrying them eventually got pressed too. It was a bad time for everyone involved.
Okay,
So they
yeah.
realized they had to get creative.
Makes sense.
And apparently creative meant tying the boxes to parachutes from World War II and literally airdropping them into the Idaho wilderness.
Hey,
But of
whatever
course,
works,
you can't
you
just
know?
eat a beaver out of a plane without being sure you weren't just committing beaver slaughter with extra steps.
Right.
So they
exactly.
experimented the best and safest ways to drop beavers from a plane, and the test subject they used was an old been around the block beaver named Geronimo.
Okay,
You really
cool.
can't make this up. After
No,
using
you really
old man
can't.
Geronimo to figure out the perfect height and area to drop the
Straight up thug beaver. Speaking of beaver, definitely one of my favorite cartoons, Angry Beavers, Norbert and Daggett. This one was definitely Daggett, not Norbert. Norbert was too cool to be trying to jump, to be just getting thrown in a box and then yeeted out of a plane like that. Even though those, if you remember, the scientist dudes would definitely experimented on both of them. Like, it did not matter. But that, I would say that's definitely Daggett. That's Dag. Daggett Dag. Did they at least give this man a lickety split though? A lickety split. A lickety split. Oh my god. Anyway.
beavers. It was time. August 14th, 1948 was D-Day, as 76 beavers were loaded into crates and flown in a twin engine where they skydived to their new home. And these furry paratroopers had a 99% success rate. But only because one of the beavers managed to escape and jump out of the box when he was 76 feet from the ground and took himself off the census when he met the ground.
Yeah,
Other than
obviously.
that, the rest of the Air Force beavers managed to land safely on the ground and were able to crawl out the box and explore the new neighborhood and begin a new beaver life.
Let's go.
And to most people, this was a success. PETA wasn't happy about it, but you know, PETA gon' PETA.
PETA,
Also,
right,
it turns out
exactly.
each parachuting beaver cost taxpayers about $7 a beaver, so I'd say it worked out pretty well. Today, we have better ways to control the beaver population, but something about 76 beavers being airmailed and parachuted like some DLC just
That's
brings
funny.
me joy. One of
Yeah.
my favorite all-time animal facts was that the CIA once tried to weaponize otters for some reason, because the 60s
Yeah.
were a weirder, druggier time, I guess.
Yes, it
but they
was.
were low-key onto something. Because
Otters
otters
are
are smart
assholes.
enough to use tools, tough
Yeah.
enough to survive the freezing ocean without blubber. They'll square up and run fades with jaguars and caiman. I've seen them do it.
You feel me?
And even though they look like plush toys, they have the power to seriously you up if you give them a reason.
Literally, look at those. In case everybody, every one of y'all who wants to be on the otter, they just look at that cute little face. Look at that cute little face. Look at that skull right there, because that's what that face that you're looking at right above it. That's what that skull belongs to. Do you see those teeth? Do you want smoke with that? Do you think you can handle a 6-foot river weasel? Do you really think you can handle a 6-foot demon river weasel?
They're like honey badgers with better swim time. So someone in the CIA created a report called the Otter Dossier, and I'm gonna read you my favorite parts. According to the Otter Dossier, they can be trained to climb ladders and stairs, can carry objects underwater,
Let's go.
open zippers, throw objects with their mouth,
Let's go.
and turn on faucets.
Let's go.
They somehow figured out that a motivated water weasel can chew through a zinc sheet, and I honestly couldn't tell you how they found that one.
A zinc sheet, dude. Why? Why? That's
Now, there's a lot of other stuff in there
Right.
too, like how to properly take care of otter pups, because apparently they get diarrhea.
okay.
A lot.
Oh,
But by
wow.
far my favorite part is where they say otters are easy to train, but they can
So much
become too
dookie.
devoted to humans, which can lead to their destruction.
Uh,
Yeah, honestly, same. The report also mentions that
Makes
they're
sense.
almost impossible to transport because an otter that feels confined can and will attempt to destroy anything trying to escape.
The otter literally just goes destruction mode. Oh yeah, the otter literally just you tried to transport the demon river weasel. He's gonna rage and demon everybody. Oh my god, that's great.
The report also specifically says never to take food from an otter because, and I might be paraphrasing here, take their food and they take your fingers. And in
That
fact, the exact
sounds
quote was,
like it
never
makes
take
sense.
food from an otter, particularly that which he has just caught or suffer severe mauling. Yeah, someone got
Wow.
really up for them to put that there.
Facts.
Honestly, if you have the chance, please read.
I mean, think about that too. That's the CIA. They literally let somebody go in and just routinely just think about that. Walk in, act like it was a your average cat or dog or something like that. Nah, Otter was not having that. Do not touch my food, bro. You don't touch nothing until I tell you to touch it, or get mauled out here in these streets. You just seen those teeth? He experienced with them teeth and them little claws going what they hidden for. Okay. All right.
The whole report. I'm gonna put it in the comments. I mean, there's a chance the report's fake and none of this ever happened, but it's
This
so
is true.
detailed. Like, too much effort went into it for it to be a lie. Moral of this
You would
video:
just prefer
otters
for
are
it not to
smart,
be a lie.
nasty, and they give less than a prom night virgin.
That-
Basically,
ooh,
weapons of otter
facts.
destruction.
Turkeys performing demon ritual on
Bro, no. There was turkeys outside of my place of residence when I was traversing time and both space at this simultaneously. I looked out the window and there was turkeys. But just like aimlessly in space though. Just imagine regular turkeys like this, but like just aimlessly doing this in space. It was crazy.
past tense cat.
But why are they circling this cat though?
So there's actually a really interesting and complex reason why turkeys do this. Turkeys are so fucking stupid that it's actually medically fascinating.
Yeah,
Like, they're
they
not
are
dumb
really
enough to stare
dumb.
at the sky during a storm and reverse baptize themselves. That's actually a well-known myth.
Yes.
But they are brain cell deficient enough to not tell the difference between a threat to their way of life and an expired cat. It's likely that turkeys are curious about the past tense cat, but too paranoid to get too close to the corpse because, again, turkeys have no idea it's dead and no way of knowing if it's dangerous. What you're
That's
seeing is a
true.
prey response that only an animal locked in the basement of the food chain can come up with. As for the circling, birds like
Yeah.
turkeys, chickens, and pheasants will instinctively follow the tail of the bird in front of them. It's a behavior that helps keep them together as a flock, since holding hands isn't really an option.
No, they
So
don't
pretty
have
much
hands
these
to
turkeys
hold.
are stuck in a never-ending cycle of follow the leader, but none of them actually
Kind of like when like on Futurama where they put Santa in the infinite loop.
identify as one, so they just keep going. And fun fact, this bird was almost the mascot of America, since a guy named
boy.
Ben Franklin thought bald eagles were cowardly scavengers that didn't deserve the clout. But
Wow.
if you YouTube what a bald eagle really sounds like, he might have
Bruh.
been on timing. So yeah, turkeys are I'm not gonna say they're stupid, but I'm not gonna say they're aware of the world either. Someone asked
They
me what
just
I
be
think the most
existing.
underrated animal in the world is, and I instantly thought of this picture. Goats really do be goating. The bottom of
Bruh,
their hooves have
goats
soft
be
pads that
goating
contour to the
hard
surface
as
they're climbing,
fuck.
which allows them to be a middle finger to the laws of physics. Hooves have soft pads that contour to the surface they're climbing, which allows them to be a middle finger to the laws of physics. This isn't photoshopped. These are
No,
the
it's
tree
not.
climbing goats of Morocco.
Yes.
They figured out that the fruits of the argan tree are an easy source of food, and when nature says climb, goats say how high. This
Exactly.
is an alpine ibex.
Yes,
They'll
that's
scale
real.
at the Cingino Dam in Italy just to lick the salt off the stones and let the rest of the world wonder how. For y'all that think goats are just some hippie free climbing sheep, they eat their Wheaties. Some male mountain goats can tip the scales at over 300 pounds.
Yeah, they're not
Mountain goat once
pushovers,
caught a
bro.
fade with a grizzly, and it was the bear that got turned into a trophy.
Let's go.
We got smoke for you too if you want it.
Oh, yeah.
Hikers have been warned when going through the Olympic National Trail in Washington because the mountain goats there have started harassing people. The reason is because the mountain goats there have gotten addicted to the salt in human sweat and pee, and they'll press you just to get their fix. Peeing on a trail in their area code is like a Batman signal to a fiending goat. One
Okay.
actually took a man off the census and wouldn't even let first responders get near his body. Those goats
Bro, when you get your ass kicked by a goat, I mean, 300-pound goat though. I don't know how tough you think you are, but I don't know. I don't think you're tough enough to take on the 300-pound goat. Did you see those horns? You want that? You don't want that.
Ghosts
problem.
became such a menace that they had to be airdropped somewhere else. The media won't admit it, but out of all the bears, cougars, and wolves, goats are the real G's. But like lasagna, they move in silence. You
Let's
only
go.
have 3 seconds. If you can't find it, you're already dead.
Of course. Right there. Find it. Did you find it? Did you find it? Do you know what you're looking for? No, I'm not going to tell you. If you found it, mark the time and then drop it in the comment section and say found it. All right, let's proceed.
Alright, time's up. Here's why you always look up if you're under a tree in Tanzania.
Yep.
That is a leopard.
Yes, it is.
Leopards are the best climbers of any big cat, and they'll stalk their victims from branches only to drop down and put them in God's recently deleted.
Yeah.
And they'll wait up in the trees for hours for the right opportunity to strike. And if you try to escape by climbing up the tree, that'd be like stealing Michael Phelps' wallet and then swan diving into a pool. That's their home court.
Yeah.
That's only one reason you should be careful under trees. Because leopards carry their meals up in
the
trees where they don't have to pay food taxes to lions or hyenas.
Because they are small.
And leopards are so freakishly strong that they can deadlift animals heavier than they are up into the trees using only their mouth. Yes, that is a giraffe. But because
Right.
leopards...
Because if you don't deadlift, do you even lift? This is a real question. Does thou'st even hoist if you don't deadlift? The answer is no. You only partially left.
leopards keep anything they can't finish up in the trees, you can really become a hashtag if a leopard's lunch gets airdropped to the back of your head.
Bro.
Which means at least once in the history of mankind, a child became an orphan because a half-eaten rhino fell from a tree and put his father in a Twitter bio. And when I say leopards will fly out of a tree to catch a body, I mean they
They're
don't
not
have fall
joking.
damage, or at least they don't think they do. Leopards have a hit list of over 90 different...
When IRL taking 0 fall damages, it's like a rogue.
orphan because a
He
half-eaten rhino
hit
fell
the,
from
he
a
hit the
tree and
soft
put his
pads
father in
and
a
the
Twitter
roll
bio.
on the
And when I say
bottom.
leopards will fly out of a tree to catch a body,
Yeah,
I mean they don't
look,
have fall
we're
damage,
good.
or at least they don't think they do. Leopards have a hit list of over 90 different species of animal, and they're so good at stat padding that they'll sometimes accidentally friendly fire.
Of course. But ayo, what's that? Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? That nigga said, hey. Oh, dude, bison will get you right. Yeah. It'll
Yeah,
get
so
you.
fun fact. This animal sends more people to the ER than bears, wolves, and cougars combined. The American bison is the heaviest thing with a heartbeat in North America,
Bruh.
maxing out at over 2,200 pounds.
Thank you. That
They
thing
can
will
also grow
get
to
you.
10 feet long, run you down at 35. If you try to run from the smoke by hopping over a fence,
No.
a motivated bison can clear a 6-foot fence.
Thank you.
Now, there's 2 reasons why this guy is seriously testing his life insurance.
Yeah, he is.
One is because they're pretty much legally blind, so like rhinos,
he
they
can't see
respond
you.
to anything that moves with violence. And 2 is because a bison is a great value meal for predators.
That's right.
Wolves and grizzlies have been known
They
to
will
smoke
eat
an
it.
alpha pack, and mountain lions will target unaccompanied baby bison. That generational trauma means a bison is more likely to turn a person into a chalk outline if they get out of line.
That's
The difference
true.
between a
I don't
bear
know
and
what
an
you look
animal like a
don't
moose
care.
or bison is a bear looks at you and has to decide if you're even worth the effort.
Right.
A bison assumes you're going to turn him into calories and will barrel roll you first. But
Because who doesn't like tasty bison? You know? That all grass-fed bison. Get some of those. Have you some nice bison patties, bison burgers. If you know, you know. Again, that relates back to the last question I just asked. Do you even lift? Because if you even lift, you've probably had you some fair share of bison. Because you want to switch it up. Let's proceed.
because bison in national parks are used to being around people, they're usually pretty chill unless you get too close.
Yep.
Only problem is getting too close is how pictures like this happen.
Yep.
Someone had to go home with no pants and explain that she lost them because she couldn't social distance from a tank with horns.
Literally.
Yeah, don't do that. Because
Don't
bison
be
isn't just a
stupid.
name. It's what your parents are gonna say at your casket if Appa decides to turn up on you.
Horrifying sound of a woman becoming a hashtag.
That's not a woman. That's a mountain lion.
The biggest mistake you could make is going to save that woman.
Don't go.
Because that's not a woman getting turned into a headline. That was a female mountain lion in heat.
Remember how I said in the beginning of this video, and I was like, nature's not gonna be scary this time. It's gonna be weird. It's still a little scary, you know. Obviously, as you're seeing, it's still a little scary. You just get to find out some weird things about it being scary. The more you know.
Female cougars will often make these shrieking, blood-curdling screams when they're in estrus. It's like their Batman signal for getting laid.
Correct.
Answering that call when it's not for you is how you meet Batman's parents.
Correct again.
Of course, I'm exaggerating. Cougars are way more afraid of you and will probably go the other way if you pull up on them.
Nah,
What
it
won't go
also
away are the
works.
bricks in your pants after you try to be a hero and make eye contact with this walking steroid.
Don't do
I
it.
know it's not related, but I'm still gonna mention it.
Big house.
Tigers
game.
have been known to imitate the sounds of their prey to fool them into a false sense of security before they turn them into a hashtag.
They're really rude.
In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, this is a margay, and they do the
they do
exact same thing with baby monkeys.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying the cougars do it on purpose, but I am saying that nature is a like that.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention that cougars tend to scream while mating.
Yes,
So
they
if you're
do.
ever alone in bed and hear a woman on a Tinder date with Joe from you, don't worry. It's just cougars getting more action than you.
Hey, how do you feel about that? Chill out. Uh-huh.
You know penguins will sell themselves, but like, in that way?
Yeah.
Let me explain. This is an
penguins
Adelie
be
penguin.
thoughting out here.
If you hear a messed up penguin fact, it usually involves them.
Yes.
So basically, Adelies build their nests out of piles of pebbles, which means two things.
Correct.
Pebbles are a penguin's form of currency, and the penguin with the most pebbles is considered the most attractive.
Okay.
So female Adelie penguins will offer their bodies to males in exchange for a rock, and yeah, it's exactly what I'm making it sound like.
Yeah, they be
Sometimes the female will give it up to
hoeing
a
for the
male in
rock.
exchange for a pebble, even though she already has a mate waiting for her back at the nest. Scientists can't really confirm this, but it's believed the females do this so that if their mate gets packed up by a seal or something, they still have a backup. Doesn't stop there, because a lot of times the female will pretend to be.
Is this the modern woman of Is this the modern penguin? You know, like the woke penguin? I hate it here.
Interested in the single male, and right when the male thinks he's about to get it in, she takes the pebble and runs back to her actual mate.
Dipped
The best
out,
example I
yeah,
could think of is if you buy a girl a drink only for her to take it and bring it over to her man on the other side of the bar.
Right. All
Basically,
bad.
these penguins pull a Cardi B, but, you know, without the Cosby part.
Right.
And before you feel bad for them, just remember
I
that male
don't.
Adelis have been known to have relations with injured females, chicks, penguin corpses, and one even hooked up with the ground.
Literally.
To completion.
Yeah.
Penguins are dressed as Wall Street brokers, and they have
Don't
the
you
moral
feel bad
compass
for
of
him?
one, too.
Or try to say he that cute. Look at him strolling, happy strut.
Friendly reminder that reindeer will eat this special magic mushroom that'll get them so high that they'll wander around aimlessly and make a bunch of weird drunken noises. And the mushroom's toxic to us, but if you drink the pee of a reindeer that's eating it, you too can get elevated and hella faded. Basically getting our...
So what you're saying is right now you got people like Bear Grylls out here drinking reindeer pee when they out there trying to survive in the wilderness and get dropped out in the middle of nowhere after they've eaten these mushrooms. I see what you're saying.
Kelly by a reindeer will have you believing you can fly as well. The more you know.
Hey, I don't know who really trying to drink reindeer pee because I'm not trying to drink reindeer pee. Nor will I be drinking reindeer pee. That is neither here nor there. If you enjoyed this video, you already know, hit the like button if you laughed or enjoyed yourself in any way, shape, or form. Hit the like button. And even if you didn't, still hit the like button. You made it this far to the video. This is the end. You're still here right now. So just hit the like button. Give some glory to the Hypnotoad. Links in the description to follow me everywhere. If you have any requests on anything you want me to like watch or react, the links for everything else are in the description. Good night, good morning, all that other good shit. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.
Maybe I should just quit and go back to making noodles.
Quit, don't quit. Noodles, don't noodles. You are too concerned with what was and what will be. There's a saying. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.